You don't need fists to win a war sometimes. Your silence, your success, and your unshakable self-worth are the sharpest weapons you have. Hello everyone, let me tell you something I've learned not on the red carpet, not on movie sets, but in the real world, in the battles we fight every day. The greatest victories, they don't require bloodshed, they require brilliance. You don't destroy your enemies with rage, you erase their power by rising above them. So today, let's talk about how to destroy your enemies without ever lifting a finger. Not through war, but through wisdom, not through revenge, but through resilience. One of the most powerful things you can do in life is not engage. When people try to provoke you, drag you into drama, or undermine your success, their goal isn't always to defeat you. It's to distract you. And the moment you step into their game, you give them power. But if you rise above it, you keep your dignity, your peace, and your focus intact. Think about it. Every time someone throws negativity your way, you have a choice. You can stoop down to their level and waste your energy fighting battles that don't matter, or you can elevate yourself. You can take the higher road, not because you're weak, but because you're too focused on your path to be bothered by noise. Success isn't loud. It doesn't clap back. It doesn't waste time on gossip, arguments, or trying to prove a point. True success is silent and steady, and it speaks louder than any insult ever could. When you choose not to engage, you show maturity, strength, and control. You show that you're not ruled by emotion but guided by purpose. And here's the truth. When you don't react, you frustrate those who want a reaction. They expect fire, but you give them calm. They expect chaos, but you stay centered. That's how you destroy the power they hold over you. Remember, you're not here to win arguments. You're here to win in life. So the next time someone tries to pull you into a fight you didn't ask for, smile, stand tall, and walk right past it. Let your elevation be their realization that they can't touch someone who's too focused on flying higher. There's something incredibly satisfying about letting your success speak for you. Not in a show-off way, but in a quiet, undeniable kind of way. The kind that makes people who doubted you sit back and wonder how you did it. When someone tries to bring you down, the last thing they expect is for you to rise higher. That's why success is the most elegant, powerful form of response. You don't need to confront every insult. You don't need to return every jab. What you need is focus. What you need is to turn every ounce of negativity thrown your way into fuel. While they are watching you, criticizing you, waiting for you to fail, you're working, building, learning, growing. And one day, they'll see what you've built, and they won't have a single word left to say. Let that be your motivation, not revenge, not anger, but the pure satisfaction of knowing you stayed on your path. You didn't get sidetracked by bitterness. You didn't seek validation. You simply kept going. That's how you win. The most poetic justice is when the people who try to stop you end up becoming silent spectators to your success. You don't need their approval. You don't even need their applause. The life you've created will say everything for you, and here's the best part. When you rise like that, you inspire others. You show them what's possible. You break the cycle of retaliation and prove that greatness doesn't come from tearing others down. It comes from building yourself up. So keep moving forward. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let your achievements be the reply they never saw coming. Because when you succeed, you don't just win. You redefine the game. Silence is often misunderstood. People think it means weakness, submission, or fear. But the truth is, silence can be one of the most strategic and powerful tools you possess. In a world that constantly demands noise, opinions, reactions, argument, choosing not to respond is an act of strength, not surrender. When someone attacks you, provokes you, or tries to manipulate your emotions, your immediate reaction might be to fight back, defend yourself, or prove them wrong. But reacting gives them attention. It validates their behavior. It means they've succeeded in getting under your skin. Silence, on the other hand, is disarming. It leaves them wondering what you're thinking, whether you care, whether they've affected you at all. That uncertainty, it's powerful. Your silence creates space for them to reflect, for the drama to dissolve, and for you to stay in control. It protects your energy. It gives you time to think clearly instead of acting impulsively. In that stillness, you hold the upper hand, and silence doesn't mean inaction. It means choosing your moments carefully. It means speaking when it matters. Not when someone else demands it. It's restraint. It's discipline, it's dignity, because not everything deserves your attention. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every opinion deserves a reply. When you respond with silence, you break the cycle. You take the high ground, you remind people that you're not accessible to negativity on demand, that your peace is your priority. So the next time someone tries to bait you into conflict, remember, the loudest voice isn't always the most powerful. Sometimes the most commanding presence in the room is the one that speaks the least, and still leaves the biggest impact. The ability to control your emotions is one of the most underrated superpowers you can develop. In a world that constantly tests your patience, triggers your anger, or tries to shake your confidence, emotional control is what keeps you grounded. It's not about suppressing how you feel, it's about mastering how you respond. Anyone can react, that's easy, but staying calm in the middle of chaos, that takes strength. It's about choosing not to be a puppet of your emotions. It's about taking a pause before you speak, breathing before you act, and deciding to respond with intention rather than impulse. People will provoke you, some will insult you just to get a reaction when you give in. When you yell, cry, or lash out, they win. They've gotten exactly what they wanted, control over your state of mind. But when you stay composed, when you don't let their words reach your core, you show true power. You're not just reacting, you're leading yourself, and the more you practice this, the stronger you become. Emotional discipline doesn't make you cold, it makes you unshakable. It allows you to think clearly when others panic. It helps you protect your peace when others try to ruin it. And most importantly, it shows everyone watching that your strength is built from within, not dictated by external chaos. Control doesn't mean you're numb. It means you've evolved. It means you've realized that real power isn't about being louder. It's about being wiser. And the person who stays calm while others lose control, that person always walks away with the real victory. So train your mind, guard your reactions, don't be easy to trigger, because when you master your emotions, no one else can master you. Everyone experiences pain, betrayal, rejection, failure, loss. It's part of being human, but what separates the defeated from the unstoppable is how they respond to that pain. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. The choice is always yours. Pain has a purpose if you allow it. It reveals your resilience, tests your character, and pushes you toward growth you didn't even know you were capable of. The people who rise the highest aren't the ones who had the easiest paths. They're the ones who took every scar and turned it into strength. When someone hurts you, don't let them have the final word. Let your healing be your answer. When life knocks you down, don't stay there. Use that moment as a turning point. Channel your anger into ambition. Let your tears water your future. Every setback you've faced can become fuel, if you decide to use it that way. This isn't about pretending the pain didn't happen. It's about refusing to let it define you. It's about transforming wounds into wisdom and setbacks into stepping stones. That's real power, taking what was meant to destroy you and turning it into the very reason you succeed. You are not your past, you are not your mistakes, you are what you do with them. So let the pain refine you, not reduce you. Stand taller because of it, speak stronger because of it, and live louder because you've already survived what others thought would break you. Every powerful person has a painful story, but the strongest ones are those who choose to write the ending themselves. So don't run from your pain, embrace it, and rise with it. There is incredible power in being unapologetically yourself. In a world that constantly tries to mold you, label you, and tell you who to be, choosing to stand in your truth is a revolutionary act. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real, and real is rare. When you embrace who you are, your flaws, your strengths, your quirks, your fire, you become untouchable. Why? Because no one can use your identity against you when you've already claimed it. You strip away the power from judgment, criticism, and comparison. You stop living for approval, and you start living in alignment. People will always have opinions, some will misunderstand you, some will try to dim your light because it's too bright for their comfort. But when you stop apologizing for your existence, your dreams, your voice, you start attracting the life you were meant for. Authenticity becomes your shield, confidence becomes your quiet rebellion. This world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs you, your perspective, your energy, your originality. That's where your true influence lies, not in imitation, but in owning your difference. You don't have to shrink to make others feel comfortable. You don't have to fit into spaces that were never built for your brilliance. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to stand out. And when you own that with pride, you not only empower yourself, you give permission to others to do the same. So, stop explaining yourself, stop toning yourself down. You are not too much, you are just enough for the purpose you were made for. Be bold, be loud, be true, and never apologize for becoming the most powerful version of you.